Welcome to Tuesday Talk with a Therapist. I am your host, Felicia Cameron, a licensed clinical social worker for the great hospitality state of Mississippi. I'm also the owner and founder of Lending a Hand, where I provide mental health counseling for people dealing with anxious thoughts, depressed thoughts, coping with life transitions. What does that mean? Coping with work life balance, grief, or adjustment to being a caretaker of elderly parents. I'm that person. So today's Tuesday talk. This whole month, I have been talking about self care. Self care. Today, I want to talk about it's time to talk. It is time to talk. So you said, Felicia, what do you mean by it's time to talk? I've been giving tips on how we should take care of ourselves, things we can do. But I was just thinking about it early today. You know what? I need to share with you. It's time to talk. Meaning, as how can that be effective for you for self care? Meaning, it might be time for you to talk about your emotions, your mental health, things that you've been hiding, burying down, sweeping up on the rug, putting in the corner because it's affecting your self care. And just as with their self care techniques, as exercising or getting some fresh air or doing something nice for yourself, there is that technique as going to talk to someone, going to see a therapist. Yes, going to see a therapist and talk as part of your self care. You know, I just say this. I work with a lot of African American females. And African females, we are seen as the strong one of the family, that we hold it down and we keep everything to ourselves. But I do realize that we need to talk. We need to have a way to express our feelings, to get a different perspective on how to cope, on how to deal with life. We've been doing it our own way for so long, but we need other options. And we need that place where you feel connected with a therapist, that you feel like you can share truly what's if within you. Or there's things that is self-care technique. When I'm talking about it's time to talk, you need to deal with some past trauma so you can move forward. It's hard to continue to focus on, I'm gonna take care of myself, when you know you have something that's holding on to you because you haven't really dealt with it. You haven't dealt with the issue. You haven't went through the process. You haven't processed what happened. You haven't told anyone. And so, self-care, let's take care of ourselves. Let's allow ourselves to be able to talk to a therapist and open up about what we're doing. So, if you listen to the replay or listen right now, I'm using a different technique, broadcasting. If you can, put in the comments, talk. Talk. It's time to talk. It might be even time to talk to your spouse or significant other as a reason why sometimes you behave a certain way because you're dealing with some stuff. But I really encourage you to find a therapist that can get connected with a therapist. So how do you find a therapist? For instance, I'm going to ask you this first question. Will you be paying out of pocket, or are you going to be using your insurance? Let's go first with insurance. If you're going to be using your insurance, you can also contact your insurance company. List providers. Let's go now. You could be working for a major company that has employee assistance program, as we call it, EAPs. EAPs give you so many sessions for free, maybe 6, 8, 15, 20, or even 3. So you could have EAP sessions available to you. Many companies they offer that as part of their hiring package, the part of the benefits. So first of all, let me check with my supervisor or my human resources to see do we have EAP benefits. And if you do, those sessions are covered by the employee where they'll pay for those sessions. Same thing. Who are the providers or therapists that's connected with the EAP that I can go see? And no charge for me because my EAP is paying it. Or do I use my insurance and find who's connected, who's a providers listed? Or if I'm paying out of pocket, do I do a Google search? Do I search by Psychology Today? Or for instance, if you're a particular person that you prefer, I'm gonna say if you prefer a black therapist, do I go and see if there's a black therapist director as my search? Or if I'm a male and I'm looking for a specific male, do I use that in my search in Google search or Psychology Today is one of the common things to use? Or therapist for black girl. Some of the common directives that's used. Either way, whether you paying out of pocket, using your EAP, you using your insurance. That's also where sometimes there's organizations where people they can't afford it and they don't have insurance, and so you might be on a sliding fee to an organization where some therapists they are connected through, for instance, Open Path. Open Path provide counseling service. Therapists agree to see people at a reduced rate, sliding fee, or your local community health agency, your mental health agency as an option. But don't let that stop you from going to see someone to talk. There's resources out there for you to get help and for you to start talking about those things as part of your self-care. One of my clients, well, a couple of my clients have mentioned to me, I check in with my person and I ask them, how's your mental health today? How are you emotional? How are you mentally? So I ask you today, how is your mental health today? How is your emotional? How is your emotions? As part of your self care, do you need to go talk to someone? Think about that. Think about that. Could it benefit you? Thanks for joining me on Tuesday Talk with a Therapist. And I want to tell you this, I want to leave you with this. We all have to do life, but don't let life do you. You can do this with the right tools and techniques. I see you next time with Tuesday Talk with a Therapist. Thank you.